Welcome to the podcast. We have a very, very special guest today. It's Michael.
Hi. Welcome to the
And
Poopcast.
I'm with my co-host, Danny.
Hello. Hola. Oh, should we do this podcast in Spanish?
I was actually just thinking
you
that.
can.
Or I'll translate. Podemos hacerlo.
Yeah, say welcome to something movie podcast in Spanish.
Bienvenidos a algo podcast. I don't know how to say podcast.
Podcast.
I'll go. Oh, that's really funny.
Yeah, we've got our friend Danny here this week. And we're going to talk about Michael Cera month continues this week. You may have thought it was over last week, but it was really just beginning.
Through months.
Yes.
Well, we're actually recording this in October, so technically it's still Michael Cera month for us. But the viewers are not gonna.
The loyal
millions
fans.
Of viewers. Yeah. And we're gonna talk about Scott Pilgrim this week, which is a great movie.
Yep. And, so how have you been, Tommy?
I've been pretty good. I don't know. We were talking earlier. I've been farting a lot, which has been kind of weird. I think it's like a diet thing. Whenever I try to eat a little bit healthier, I just fart so much.
Danny, is it just me, or did he not say that earlier?
I did say that. I did say this. I said I've been farting more.
You definitely did not say that.
You mentioned the farting more. But the rest of it was actually...
Okay. Well, I said something like that. Well, that's basically been my life for the past 7 days.
Do you think
that's the third podcast you started with?
Sorry, Danny, what'd you say?
I said, do you think Crave would give you bad farts?
I don't know.
I'm about to find out.
Yeah. For people that don't know, Danny's eating Crave cereal.
Maybe for people that don't know. Nobody knows.
Somebody could have guessed. If they heard him chomping, there was at least one person who could
I would know that crunch anywhere.
Here's a question. Are there any distinctive foods that you know exactly what it is when you hear someone bite into it? Because I can think of
potatoes.
What's the sound of mashed potatoes?
There's one.
Yeah, okay.
Isn't it weird how if somebody was eating a bowl of mashed potatoes over you while you slept, you probably wouldn't notice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good one, Michael.
Well, Tommy, what's your one?
An apple. I think everybody, if someone ate an apple, you would instantly know that sound. It's like that.
Well, you wouldn't. You would hear the actual bite, but you wouldn't hear the chewing.
Yeah, that's fair. But the bite is so iconic. It's an iconic. I feel
you'd get that with a carrot though, or celery.
Really? I feel like it just kind of sounds like a chomp.
True.
Celery, I feel like you could hear because it's got that kind of
crack,
rips at the end. Mm-hmm. It's not like a clean break.
Or even tortilla chips.
Yeah. Dude, can I say, I'm fucking amazed. I went apple picking 3 weeks ago, and the apples are still good. They're still,
really?
Yeah. I don't know if I'm eating bad apples that don't look or taste bad at all, because they're firm, they're very normal apples, and it's
Have
been
you been refrigerating them?
No.
What?
Nope.
Wow.
I remember.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a GMO thing.
I went over to Michael's place a few weeks ago, and when I was there were these grapes on the kitchen counter that were so evidently and obviously horribly bad, and they were just left there on the counter.
That wasn't me.
Disgusting. I know, but it was just so funny.
We had another friend of ours here when Tommy was up, and every morning he was here, he ate a full breakfast, bacon, eggs, and toast in my bed.
And when I was there, I was like leaving at like 3:00, right? That day, like later in the afternoon. And I got up and I'm like, okay, I can get some stuff done. It's like I'm only leaving at 3:00. I did not see that person, our friend, until I left when he decided to come out of your room at 3:00.
Yeah. And you know, he said it like 5 times while he was here. He was like, oh, that's up in my room. I'm like, what do you mean your room? This is my room.
So yeah. Anyways, Danny, how's it going with you?
Pretty good, to be honest. I can't do apple picking. There ain't any apples here. Well, any apple orchard, at least. There is a pumpkin place though, which I'm planning to go next week.
Ooh.
You're
Do you
gonna
have any
next
favorite
week.
pumpkin
Halloween
kind of
is on
foods?
Saturday.
What happened?
You answer Michael's question first.
Halloween's on
I didn't
Saturday.
hear
Why are you
Michael's
gonna go
question.
next week?
I'm busy this week.
So you're gonna carve pumpkins after Halloween?
Yeah. I mean, it's still open.
Well, he can still like make pumpkin pie, which is like a Thanksgiving thing.
I guess.
Or
I don't know. I
something.
just want to go.
There's no way
Yeah.
Danny's
pretty
gonna make
cool.
a pumpkin pie.
Yeah, you know, you're right.
I'm pretty good at baking.
You're pretty good at
Really?
baking?
Yeah, I made some scones the other day. I've been making banana bread.
You know what I did? I actually made banana bread last Monday, and then I made pumpkin muffins on Tuesday.
Ooh.
The Trader Joe's mixed pumpkin bread thing.
Mhm.
So good. I will say, like, I won't stand many companies, but if Trader Joe's wants to like sponsor us, even for like they just give us a cent and we talk about them for like 30 minutes every podcast, I'd be so down. Trader Joe's is the best.
Every pumpkin patch up here is completely sold out of pumpkins.
Really?
Yeah,
Really?
I had to go to our grocery store up here to get some. We're gonna carve them after this podcast.
Hmm.
I'm hyped though.
Danny, I have a question. What's your favorite pumpkin kind of food?
Mine? Pumpkin
Yeah.
pie, for sure.
Pumpkin pie.
Well, you are a pumpkin pie guy.
Mm.
I definitely prefer pumpkin to like any other pie, I think.
It's not
I
my
like
favorite
blueberry
pie,
pie.
but like, it's the best pumpkin flavored thing.
I think apple pie lost its hype for me, honestly.
Apple pie was the best growing
That
up,
is straight up bland.
but I think blueberry pie is just the best.
I don't know many people who are blueberry respecters.
Blueberry pie is just like, oh, hits so well. Blueberry pie filling, like just glug glug.
Apple
will
is just
choke
like
to death
S
on
tier, and then
Apple is S
pecan's
tier?
right underneath. Yeah, for sure.
I've never
So
had
then
pecan
also
pie.
pumpkin. So is pumpkin just like SS tier?
It's just there.
I thought you said pumpkin pie. Oh, okay. Pumpkin pie is your favorite pumpkin.
I don't think
thing,
Danny likes
but it's
pumpkin
not your
flavored
favorite
stuff
pie.
all that much.
Oh,
He's just saying pumpkin pie is the best pumpkin thing.
okay. I would say pumpkin muffins.
I would say pumpkin pie. Pumpkin pie is none of my family eats pumpkin pie, but I ate literally a whole entire pumpkin pie the last 4 years of Thanksgiving all by myself.
Wow.
And you know me, I'm like 90 pounds. So that's a big accomplishment. That's like my yearly intake.
Have any of you guys ever had pumpkin spice lattes?
I just got
No,
one
I've
this
been-
morning, Danny.
They're fucking disgicting. Actually,
Tell 'em.
they
What?
make me
Fuck
burp.
you.
They're
Wait, did you get it hot or
disgusting.
iced?
I can't believe you drink that.
Did you get it hot or iced?
Iced.
Those are so good. Where'd you get it from?
Starbucks.
Nah, Dunkin's are better. Dunkin's are way better.
Oh yeah?
You gotta get the Dunkin' one.
I don't get anything from Dunkin'.
Why?
They kind of have shit everything. The drinks at Dunkin'.
Yeah, but they're so cheap.
Well, that's true.
And the one thing
Yeah,
that
this
is
is
good is their
weird.
pumpkin spice. And I
I
got the
have-
Charlie.
Okay, you did get the chart. I haven't had. I've actually never had a pumpkin spice latte, so I'm kind of a weird mediator in this. In that I've never had one or tried one.
But you're not a mediator, though, because you can't mediate an argument you have no stake in.
Well, I'm just saying if I ever do decide to have one, I'd be able to settle the dispute.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Whew.
Accidentally, today my girlfriend got a Charlie at Dunkin' Donuts, and they gave us an extra one.
So did you get another?
No, because I already had coffee, so I was like, frantic for like 20 minutes. I was calling all my friends, being like, "Hey, do any of you want an iced coffee?"
Y'all want a Charlie?
Yeah. And it turns out the person I asked already got one that morning, like
Are you
15
serious?
minutes before I called them.
I gotta try this Charlie thing. Is it actually like good?
That's pretty good. Yeah, it's just a caramel iced coffee, but
No.
I mean, and it's cold brew, which means you shit like a madman afterwards. But it's kind of lit.
Yeah, I'm not a big coffee guy. I actually don't even drink that much. I just literally only drink water. That's pretty much all.
You beat me to it, but I was gonna say here. Tommy's gonna say I only drink water.
All right, funny guy. Every time we ever go over your house, you always bust out like the very intricate sodas, and I'm just like, can't vibe with this.
Yeah, but that's because you're a busta. You'll always take one sip of any liquid that's not water and be like, "Yeah, it's okay." It's no water.
I mean, water's the best. It is the best drink.
It's not. It's just
It
not.
literally is. Okay, maybe you can make the case for like lemonade being better,
Iced
but
tea.
besides that,
It's iced tea.
No.
You're
What are
fucking
you, little-
whack. You're a whack job.
You're a prissy little bitch that
You're a
likes iced tea.
Danny, what do you think the best drink is?
Apple juice. Remember, Tommy?
Junior
Oh
year.
yeah. Apple juice or lemonade. Wait, but didn't I say lemonade?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Lemonade. Yeah.
Yeah. Danny, your audio's kind of like.
Yeah, your audio just shit the bed. What are you doing?
Oh, I don't know. I'm not doing anything.
It sounds like you're underwater.
It does sound like you're underwater.
Yeah.
Like your mic's in your AirPods might be dirty or something.
Didn't you say you like washed it? Like it went through the dryer or something, or washer?
I'm back.
Woo!
Technical difficulties.
Yeah.
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 It is.
So anyways, Danny, as I was saying, tell us a little bit about yourself as our infamous guest.
Well, I am Mexican. I guess that's a good first thing to start off with.
The crowd in the sitcom, like audience goes,
well, I am the token minority of the group, so I think that's the most important part.
Mhm.
I'm Puerto Rican.
I live in Albuquerque now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
With,
but you're white, so that doesn't count.
You're white.
Don't care,
he's with,
didn't ask. Plus, you're white.
Jesse. So Danny's with Jesse and Walter, and the whole gang.
Yeah,
Debbie
actually,
Ryan.
So I don't know if you guys have watched Breaking Bad, but the Pollos Hermanos store that is in the show a lot is actually a place called Twister's, and right next to it, I find out after eating there's actually an ostrich farm. So you just literally see fucking ostriches while you're eating like a burrito. The coolest thing.
Oh my god! I didn't know that it was actually like a. Is it any good? Is Twister's any good?
It's all right.
Yeah.
It's more just for like the adventure, saying that, oh, I went to there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How big is Albuquerque? Is it like that big?
Oh, it's fucking massive. It takes a while to drive anywhere.
Damn.
Like, I'm in the city in the mountains right there, yet it takes me like 20 minutes to actually drive to it. And it's all just through the city. And then it expands like another half hour the other way.
Oh. Yeah, I can't, that's a totally different beast where you are. I've, literally never even been anywhere remotely like the furthest I've been is, Ohio.
It's crazy, being able
cool.
to... It's crazy being able to, see far away, You don't
Mhm.
get that in Connecticut. You get like 10 feet and then a tree, right?
Yeah, there's just a lot of
You can
trees.
literally see you can see like hundreds of miles away. You're like, oh
Mhm.
shit, there's a fucking crane over there. There's another mountain. It's like there's a
Crane. Wait,
bush,
like a
or
crane like
maybe
the
a bump
bird, or a
squirrel.
crane like a crane?
Oh, a crane like a crane, you know?
Yeah.
Like
Danny's,
the machine.
Danny's gesturing with his hand.
Perfect for the audio listeners.
Yeah.
Cranes are cool. I feel like cranes are probably my favorite piece of construction equipment. Tommy?
Oh yeah?
Is this the conversation we're really gonna start having?
This is a podcast about movies.
Yeah, this isn't a podcast about movies. We haven't even asked him what his favorite movie is. We're asking about his favorite.
Yo, this is Crane Talk, episode 1.
Yeah, Crane Talk. I don't know. My favorite is probably Steamroller, I guess.
That's a
Just
cool
because, like,
one.
you see it. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Like, you don't really see it often, but when you do, you're like, oh shit, it's a fucking steamroller. And then you watch it, and you're like, all right, that's enough. How about you, Danny? What's your favorite?
Probably forklift, to be honest.
Mm.
It's just, two little boys and it goes all the way up. You can go like fucking 20 feet up. So this little thing, just a little tiny boy, but it can go all the way up.
Danny he gestured to the camera by like taking his two arms, like pointing them out, and then like when he went Jew, he like stuck them out. So they were picking something up and then lifted them up.
In case we've never seen one. I think cement mixer, that's number 2 for me. Because every time I see one driving and I see it spinning, I'm like, holy shit, there's fucking cement in there.
But is that
true.
a machine? Or
It's a piece of, I don't know. How do they move the cranes?
wheels?
Yeah, there are wheels. Well, not really. There's
A
like
bigger
those
crane just pulls it.
Do they like tow them though?
For every crane, there's a slightly larger crane that picks it up.
This is a stupid conversation.
Yeah, it is pretty stupid. Danny, what's your favorite movie?
I don't think I have a favorite. Well, maybe Star Wars Episode 5, but Scott Pilgrim vs. the World is definitely top 5, which is why I chose it.
And he did
Very
choose Scott Pilgrim, much to my girlfriend's dismay, because
yeah.
that's her favorite movie of all time. She was literally.
Hey.
I had to go up to her, and I was like, okay, listen, we're doing a podcast with Danny next week. She was like, oh, cool. And I was like, we're going to do Scott Pilgrim. And she was like, what? Like, I was like, I literally had to bribe her. I was like, no, you could be on the La La Land episode, but he requested to do Scott Pilgrim. And she was like, oh yeah, that's fine. That's okay. And she was like very clearly upset.
Yeah, the other week you were like, Tommy, we're gonna do another thing of Michael Cera month, and we have a special guest that we're gonna have on. And I thought you were like, I already knew you were talking about Scott Pilgrim. I thought you were talking about your girlfriend. I'm like, okay, that'll be fine. And then you said it was Danny, and I'm like, oh no, she's not gonna be happy about this one.
No, she won't. But she'll happily do La La Land. That's fine. I guess with that, we can
I've
start
actually
talking.
never watched one.
Pretty
You
good.
haven't? I feel like your girlfriend would.
Yeah,
really
I
like
have.
that movie.
Oh yeah, I guess so. So
Nice awkward silence, everybody. Yeah,
That's what I miss about Danny is when I'll say something to him and he'll give me the most baseline reaction I've ever heard in my life and then expect me to keep it going.
One of my favorite stories with Danny was I was like driving him home once, and he was just like, "Oh, what are those things called? You know, they're like those things we eat at breakfast. They're like waffle strips." He's just talking about French toast, and he can't call it French toast. So he keeps calling them waffle strips.
My favorite's
I think
the
I had a whole like time period where I just had like amnesia for like that whole little bit, because that was the same as fucking floor blankets.
I was gonna
and,
bring
like,
up the
some
floor
other
blanket. Danny was like, I forget if we were somewhere or whatever it was, but he was like, "Oh, I like messed up the floor blanket." He's talking about the fucking area rug. Or when Danny texted me and he was like, "I just sat down and thought I was petting my dog, but I realized I was petting a stuffed cow."
Literally for a whole half hour.
A whole half hour? Oh my god. Yeah, we've all had moments like that. Over the summer, there was a pineapple in somebody's trunk, and I for some reason I like touched the pineapple, and I'm like, oh my god, that's hot, but it just wasn't hot at all. It was like a cold pineapple. And I pulled my arm away like it was burning my hand.
Really stupid.
I know. So back to the cranes.
Dude, this semester I ripped 2 sets of shoelaces completely in half. I don't know how I did it with just like my bare fucking strength. I like pulled on my shoelace to untie it and completely ripped it apart, like fully in half. So it was
What
in
kind of
2
shoes
pieces.
do you have?
Sneakers? I don't know. They're
No,
kind
like
with shoelace.
the brand.
Well, they were Sperry.
Oh, I also have Sperry's.
I know.
Sperry's
We
are
had the
great.
exact same shoes for like all of high school.
Yeah. I had the same
Um,
exact color of shoes for like 4 years.
I know. What color are your shoes now?
I think I got them in washed black. It was the first time I ever changed it from like gray.
Tommy for all of high school wearing khaki pants, a green sweatshirt, and gray shoes.
Yep. I've
okay,
switched it up a bit.
I had
I'm
like
wearing.
No, he wore the green sweatshirt a lot.
Yeah, he did. I had like my outfit was just like dark wash jeans and a Superman shirt, so I can't really talk. I don't even remember
Danny also
what
wears sweatshirt and khakis, right?
Yeah, everyone did.
Yeah,
I didn't
most-
start wearing
most-
khakis until
Yeah.
like sophomore year of high school because I didn't know how to dress.
I've changed it a bit around though. I started wearing joggers. So comfy. Literally, probably my favorite like article of clothing. Joggers are just the best.
Great. So,
Yep.
should we start talking
This
about
is
Scott
like-
Pilgrim? What'd you say,
Yeah,
Danny?
let's talk about.
I was just gonna say this is like literally the first time I've worn this shirt since senior year, and
Wow.
I
It's a
just
nice
realized that
shirt.
my style changed a lot. Actually,
Hey, Danny, you still
like
go to the gym?
nope, not at all.
Danny and
Nice.
I was
I,
actually
we
just
used to
thinking
go to
about
the
that.
gym.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that the other day. I was like, oh wow, remember when I would go with Michael, and then every other week we'd like not go to the gym, but say we went to the gym. Instead, we'd end up in Dairy Queen or going to a festival. Or just doing the complete opposite of going to the
Yeah.
gym.
Well, no, the thing was, Danny and I, we were actually very good about it for a couple months. Like, we went like once or twice a week. You know, every week I'd pick him up at his house. We'd go to the gym. We'd get strong. We'd come home, you know. But then, like, a couple months in, we started getting really bad where we'd like park in the gym parking lot, and then we'd both give a heavy sigh. and then we would be like, do you just want to go walk around like Target or like go to Dairy Queen? And we'd end up doing that and just like driving around for the exact same amount of time we'd be working out for, and then I would drop him off and go home. And then over time
You'd
we
say
just
you
would
went to
do
the
that
gym.
every time. No, we would say we went to the gym. Then it got really bad because I got a girlfriend and I was like, okay, I'm done. I don't need it ever again. And I think Danny went 2 more times by himself, and that was it for him.
Yeah. I went twice and I was like, this just isn't the same. I miss Michael.
It's not the
Miss my
same without my
boy.
boy.
Hey, Danny, can we talk about my favorite gym story of ours?
Oh, go ahead. I think I know where this is going.
One time, me and Danny were going to the gym, and so we're walking in and we're talking about whatever fucking Star Wars trailer or whatever was happening in 2017, and we walk in, we swipe our cards, and we go to the locker room because we always. Wait, did we always bring our gym clothes? Or I forget what the reason we always went in the locker room for was, but
It was
there's
cold. We had to get our jackets.
Oh right, yeah. So it was winter, so we always had to take our jackets off. But we went in the locker room, and Danny's talking to me this and that, the other thing. Oh, Ray, Kylo Ren, blah blah blah. And he like turns, and it's like he goes, "Oh," like just like that. And I turn, and there's just like this fucking naked old man like standing in the middle of the locker room. And Danny had just walked in and like dropped everything he was talking about to go, "Oh," and then. Then we had to walk past him and like put our shit in the locker, and I'm trying to not like lose my shit.
He like wasn't even shy about it. He was really straight towards us, dick like pointing towards me.
Yeah,
Hell
fully
yeah.
out.
Fucking arrow.
Yeah. It was just Danny's. Oh, like the fucking green goblin right before his glider hits him.
What else am I supposed to say? The fucking
Nothing,
old
Danny.
man talked, staring straight
Yeah.
at me.
Whoa, put the weapon away.
Is that a roll of quarters, or are you just happy to see me?
Don't pull out the 9.
I got the strap.
Yeah, I remember there were so many gym days also where Danny would like be working out or whatever, and I would just have like violent tummy aches, and I had to go to the bathroom the whole time.
Did you get tummy aches while you were running?
That's a good question. I don't really know. Probably not.
Because that's a thing. It's called runner's diarrhea. Sometimes when you run, apparently, like the idea behind it is that like your organs are like jostling around, so it makes you like poop.
I don't doubt
No,
that.
with Michael is really just like at random intervals, like anytime during workout. Like he'd just be gone, and I'd be like, okay, I'll see him in half an hour. And he's done.
It's like, oh, the wind blew. Michael's in the bathroom. Also, remember that buff old man that came up to me that one time and it was like, "Can I work in with you?" And I was like, "What?" It's like this old, so fucking swole. He looks like fucking The Rock. And I'm like, I don't know what that means. And he's like, "Oh, can I like work out during the sets where you're not using it?" And I was like, "Do you mean can I use the machine?" Like, yeah, I guess so. I don't know what you're asking me. I'm fucking 17. Please get away. And I literally walked away and didn't use that machine for the rest of the day.
We literally had to fucking Google what work-in was.
Yeah.
After we
Really?
finished.
Yeah. I literally walked over and I was like, "What does work in mean?" And I was on like gym Reddit, literally. And I was like, "Oh, that's a really stupid concept." At least I didn't understand it.
I'm trying to think. Did I ever have gym with either of you in high school? I think I might have had it with Danny once. Right?
I don't know, to be honest. I don't remember that.
We had. Oh, you know what we had? We had a free period.
Yeah.
Right? We had a free period.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
We
yeah,
had Supernatural.
We did have supernatural literature where we didn't really learn about anything. Just kind of watched movies the entire time. I remember when we had free periods, we would also be with somebody else who would constantly play CS:GO. There was one time where, what was it? I was controlling like the gun, and you were controlling like the movement of the person, and we were trying to figure out how to like play CS:GO.
Well, I think we like barely even moved that whole round.
Yeah, we got sponsored by C9 afterwards, so it went pretty well.
All right. Should we talk about Scott Pilgrim?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, I think we all like this movie a lot, right?
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, I mean, as I already said, it's like top 5 for me,
Mhm.
like ever.
I think it is for me too. I just like it was one of my favorite movies forever, but like I think Social Network just beat it out a little bit. Whenever I watched that movie last year, but it's Edgar Wright, which already like knocks the movie up like fucking 20 points or whatever. Have either of you seen Baby Driver?
No.
No.
Have you seen Shaun of the Dead or Hot Fuzz or anything?
Yeah.
I've seen like clips of Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah, I've seen Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz and like everything else he's done. Fantastic Mr. Fox.
That's not him. That's Wes Anderson.
Wait, what? I swear that was Edgar Wright.
It's Wes Anderson.
Well, never mind then. I've seen 2 other things.
He did World's End, Hot Fuzz, and Shaun of the Dead, and Baby Driver. And he has a new movie coming out next year.
What's that movie? Oh, voice crack.
It's called Last Night in Soho. It's supposed to be like a horror movie.
Cool.
I guess it's his first horror movie, unless you count Shaun of the Dead, which I don't.
No.
But like, I know you guys haven't read the comic books this is based on, and I didn't read them until like last year, couple of years after I first saw this movie. But it is like the comic book is like 7 parts.
For each girlfriend or boyfriend?
Yeah. X, Tommy.
Yeah, my bad.
Oh, one
yeah,
girl.
I forgot. Yeah, so I was technically right with girlfriend and boyfriend.
Yes, I guess so. But the movie just crams them all into one movie, and cuts out like a lot of stuff with like some of the supporting characters. But the movie is still like just as good as reading the comic books, because there's all that like visual humor. Like probably my favorite gag in the movie is the one where Knives knocks on Scott's door and is like, "Is Scott here?" And Wallace is like, "He just left," and Scott jumps through the window.
Yeah.
He like grabs his coat and Wallace like scratches his head. I also think Wallace is like the funniest fucking character in the movie.
Yeah, he's pretty great.
Yeah.
You know that part in the movie where he walks in and he goes, "Guess who's drunk?" And then he does the thing.
Oh,
where
he does the key slap.
Yeah, and he hits Scott in the back of the head. I walked into my room and I did that the other day, and I hit my girlfriend fucking right in the eye, like completely by accident. I was like, "Remember when Wallace did this?" And I hit her right in the face with my keys, and I was like, "I'm so sorry." Like I meant to hit the wall above her head, but I hit her dead in the face. I felt so fucking awful.
Nice job, Michael. I think my favorite bit is the Seinfeld bit, where just like randomly it's like a Seinfeld episode, like they just cut it, and like the bass line drops, and then Scott walks in, and it's like boom, 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 and they just like played off like a Seinfeld episode. It was so funny. I also like the whole vegan guy, where they're just like, you violated the three times of you got your 3 vegan strikes, and then he's like, what were the other ones? Like, you ate chicken. He's like, chicken's not vegan.
Yeah, he's like, they're like, "You ate gelato." He's like, "Gelato isn't vegan," and they're like, "And then you
Milk
ate
and
chicken."
eggs, bitch.
Oh yeah, milk and eggs, bitch.
Look at it.
But yeah, like the humor is really good, but like I think what probably lifts that up like way more is the editing in this movie is just so like sharp,
It's
you know,
tight.
and like
It's
all the
tight, for sure.
transitions where they'll be like having a conversation and then a character will look one way and then someone else will look back in a new location and it just blends together like so well. Like the one I think of is like when Scott's like, "Oh, I don't want to go to this party. It's gonna suck," and then it like cuts to him saying it's gonna like suck in another location, and they do that a lot, and it's always really cool.
Yeah, I think like one of the best examples of that is like when he's like going to the bathroom and then he even does the pee meter thing where it's reflected in the mirror as well. And when he walks back out, he's like in the school or whatever.
Yeah, and like his dream.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
I think my favorite one
cool.
is when I don't remember when exactly it is, but it's like Scott is like dazing off thinking of something in one location, and then like I forget his name, but the lead singer for his band like yells at him in the next frame and comes into the old location, and then when he comes out there in the new location, it's hard to explain, but it's like it's a really good cut to like change locations like in a fun way, but also like you notice it immediately, and it's without having to do like fucking, you know, title cards that are like, oh, we're in Toronto now we're in wherever, even though I think the whole movie's in Toronto. But
and there's also just like stuff like that when I don't know, when they like punch something or like the door shuts, there's like little like squiggle lines that like come off of it that say like bam, like it would in a comic book. And it's just the whole entire movie feels like it's a comic book, which is really funny. And it's like you said, with all those transitions, it just like flows really, really well. And yeah, I mean, it's just like really funny and witty too. Like when he holds up the pictures, like, hey, there's this girl named Ramona. She looks like this, and it's just like a horrible drawing. And then this guy's like, oh yeah, Ramona Flowers.
Yeah. That's Ramona Flowers. Yeah. And all the characters are really good too. Like they're all funny at like different parts of the movie. Like there's not one that I think is like really annoying. Like even a lot of like the supporting characters, like his sister and like fucking Aubrey Plaza's character. I think her name's Julie or something, but like she keeps swearing and having the black bar over her mouth. And he's like, how do you keep doing that with your mouth? And she's like, never fucking mind how I'm doing that.
Also, Chris Evans' character is pretty fucking great.
Oh yeah, I love when his stunt doubles are beating Scott up, and he checks his phone and he goes, "It's actually hilarious."
He just looks like such a douchebag, but he's so good. And how he like dies by trying to like what he's doing? He does like the skateboard thing.
Yeah,
and
he like grinds.
Yeah, he grinds and then explodes.
Or he's there's one part where he punches Scott out of the frame, and he turns to Ramona and he's like, "How are you? He seems nice." He keeps punching.
Yeah. He seems nice.
But also like the main characters, like I like. First of all, Scott's a dickhead, right? We can all agree that Scott like sucks as a person.
Yeah, he's adorable because he's Michael.
Of course,
Cera.
He's adorable because he's Michael Cera, but
yeah.
Scott as a person is just a dick who like avoids conflict at all cost.
Yeah.
He dates a 17-year-old girl and then cheats on her and refuses to break up with her.
Yeah, what was that one scene where like I don't know, somebody asked him about a girl and the girl was like underage, and then like went into his mind, and there was like a pinwheel of like things that he should say. And,
yeah.
One was
it's like
I gotta pee, and then one was like I need
it was
to
who
go.
her and I gotta pee, and then he
and he's like I'm gonna pee on her.
Yeah. Oh, it's like that's another really funny part is when Ramona and Knives like start talking and he sees them from on stage and he's like, oh no, this is a nightmare. And then he slaps the guitarist in the face like, we need to play now. He's such a dick, and he's such like a sheepish guy. Like when he's like or his sister's like, or whoever is like, that time you dumped Kim, and he's like, yeah, me and Kim are all good now, but it cuts to her face and she fucking clearly hates him.
But he does like fix it by the end, you know?
Well, yeah, that's why the end of the movie's good.
Says sorry to her. Yeah.
Because like,
oh yeah, I also love the scene where he has to get into like the club at the end, and he goes, and it's like this kind of like emo kind of club, and he goes in, and they're just like, "Hey, what's the password?" And he goes, "Whatever." And then they're like, "All right, come by." And then they go to the next one, and then they're just like, "What's the second password?" And he goes, "Oh." And then they just let him go by. It's so funny.
But yeah, like I don't know. I feel like that's why the movie actually like works. Is like Scott's a dickhead, and like the end of the movie comes right, and it's like Scott's like, "Oh, I'm gonna fight you for her because I love her," and then he like gets the sword out of his chest, and it's like Scott earned the power of love. And it's like when you first watch the movie, you're like, "All right, that's like a fine, fun ending," but like when like he dies and then he has to come and like get the self-respect instead of love, it's like okay, the movie's like recognizing that he's actually like a dickhead and has been like the problem in his own relationships this whole time, and like
Yeah.
it's really satisfying for
Yeah.
him to actually fight for himself at the end. Where's that? Whose dog is that?
It's not mine.
Somewhere in this apartment complex.
Nice.
But yeah, I mean, and like honestly, like the music that their band plays, it's actually like fits really well with the movie. Like it's all written for the movie, and like some of their songs actually kind of slap.
I don't really remember the music all that
But,
much. I
like-
just remember it was like kind of hard rock.
Yeah, it's like kind of like
Yeah.
garbage rock. Like I don't know how else
Like noise
to
rock,
describe it.
yeah.
Yeah,
Grunge.
Hmm.
yeah, sure.
But like even like other music in that movie is also just so good. Like when his ex girlfriend, I think, or whatever, the like super
Brie
celebrity,
Larson.
like her song is actually Brie Larson.
Yeah,
Her song's actually really good too.
she she could fix me in that scene. That's all I'll say. And that song, it's actually really good. Like I've listened to the original version of that song, and Brie Larson's honestly like blows it out of the water. And like that's actually her singing, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, I didn't know she had a
Really?
good voice.
Yeah. And Michael Cera sings too.
Hmm.
He sang in Juno.
He does. He sings the Moldy Peaches song at the end of it.
Oh yeah. I was like, I thought you were saying it's about moldy peaches, and I was like,
No, it's the song by the Moldy Peaches.
yeah, Danny, the reason we've been saying Michael Cera month is because the last two movies we did, excluding Ghostbusters, were Juno and Superbad. So we've literally had now almost 3 in a row with Michael Cera as the main character.
And this will probably be the final Michael Cera movie we do, because I don't really know any others.
We'll have to
Yeah, I was just
find
about to
more.
ask what other things are he's in.
We'll rename it the something something Michael Cera podcast.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really like Ramona. I really like Knives. Like I think they're all distinct, but they're not like none of them are like useless. I mean,
They
some
all
of them
play
don't
really good supporting roles too.
Yeah,
Scott and Ramona's also like a lead character. So like Scott
Mhm.
is definitely like the center. But I'd say like all the other characters besides Ramona play a really good like supporting role to Scott.
yeah, definitely. And like
Yeah.
Knives is way too good for Scott too.
She's so
And-
nice and wholesome.
Yeah, exactly. So it's nice that the movie recognizes that like Scott and Ramona aren't like good for each other because they're like perfect, but because they're imperfect, you know? And
Mhm.
apparently there was another ending they shot where he ends up with knives. And some people I think prefer that ending, but I think this one works better because first of all, be a little creepy if he ended up with a 17-year-old. And second of all,
Yeah. Also, he
Um,
went through the trouble of killing the 7 exes.
yeah.
Yeah.
And Mary Elizabeth Winstead can fix me too. So just goes to
Who
show.
is that?
Ramona
Oh.
and Huntress and Birds of Prey.
Oh. Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, and I would let her shoot me with that crossbow. And
Nice.
no, my girlfriend won't get mad at me for saying that. So, because she would say it too. But yeah, I think like this movie is like kind of just like a wacky, fun, really funny and entertaining movie that I could like watch whenever. But it's also not like saying nothing, I guess.
Yeah,
Like
it seems like it
it's
has like
actually
a
got a
nice
point.
little. Mhm.
Yeah. It's like very like comedic and fast paced and stuff, so it'll like keep you entertained the whole time. But like
Mhm.
it actually goes through a lot of themes that like are
Yeah.
important, you know? Yeah.
And the
You
action's
definitely
fun
right
as
movie
fuck.
there.
Like at the end of the day, it is like a love story, which is
Oh
pretty.
yeah.
And it's like a pretty good one at that, you know.
Fun fact: I actually I bought the Blu-ray for this movie before I'd ever seen it. That was the only time I've done that because I looked at it and I was like, I bet I'm gonna like this. And I took it home and I watched it and I was like, oh yeah, I really like that.
Yeah, I remember you told me about this movie, Michael. Like, I don't know, it was probably from like April-ish last year. It was early on in quarantine, and I watched it and I'm like, yeah, that was really good. That was like a great movie. It was hilarious.
Yeah, I've said this on the podcast before, but the movie literally landed me my girlfriend.
Oh yeah,
Because I recommended it to her. She's told me in the past, like, honestly, you recommending me that movie made me probably like you way more. I was like, whatever works. Oh, and like the action's just really fun. And a lot of like the only fight in the movie that's like not my favorite one, or like not, I don't think is that good, is the fight with the two twins. And it's still fun, but it's just not like quite as engaging as the other ones.
yeah, that was just like a music thing, right? They
Yeah.
just kind of like blew the speakers on them.
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, there's still some cool stuff, but like the fight with the vegan and the fight with Captain America are like way more entertaining.
But I think like even they knew that, like the director and stuff knew that that wasn't that good, because like it even goes by the quickest of
Yeah,
any of
it's
the
definitely like,
battles.
I think it's also because like at that, I think probably the movie's biggest flaw, and this isn't even really that big of a flaw because like this is pretty much a perfect movie in my eyes. But like I'd say the biggest flaw is like by the end, it's like you're a little tired of fights. Um,
Yeah,
you
the
know what I
whole
mean?
like because there's 7, it is
Yeah.
like a lot, and you're
There's
kind of just
7,
by
and
like
then
after
there's
4,
actually
you're
8.
just like, oh yeah, because then after like 4, you're just like, all right, let's get on to the the real one.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah, and that's why but I think that's also kind of intentional because then like you have Nega Scott, and you're like, oh, for fuck's sake, another fight. But then it's just
Oh yeah, that was
the smash
oh
cut.
that actually might have been one of my favorite scenes in the movie. I don't remember it exactly,
Yeah.
but I just remember they're like about to fight, and then they're like talking like they're best friends afterwards.
Mhm.
And then he's like, "Oh, nice guy."
Yeah, he's actually a really nice guy. It's like the opposite of Scott. He's a really nice guy.
Yeah,
And I like when he's like he's showing knives around, and he's like, "Do you want to see the house I grew up in?" And she's like, "Okay." And they turn around, and he's across the street from it. Funny that Scott's like literally one step away from living in his parents' basement. Um, but yeah, I guess like overall, this movie is just like I haven't met anyone who doesn't like it.
yeah. I'd be surprised. Actually, I was actually talking to somebody today, and I'm like, I was talking about this movie, and I'm like, hey, you should watch this. And he's like, oh, I think I did watch like most of it, and I didn't like it. And I'm like, what? It's like a great movie. I
Yeah,
just didn't really understand.
you have to hate fun.
Exactly.
Yeah, in freshman year, I took a movie class, and this was the last movie that we watched for the semester. And like, I was friends with this group of people, like all throughout the semester, and all of them hated it. They were like, "What is this shit?" Like,
What
and
the
then
fuck? It's so whack.
yeah, I didn't realize anyone hated it.
Yeah,
until
that
then.
is weird. But like, I guess there are movies that are really popular that we all hate.
Yeah, some people might love.
Yeah.
Tommy and Uncut Gems.
I mean, I don't hate it. It's just not. I mean,
You hate
hate
it.
is a strong. I know.
You
I would
hate
say. I would say movies that are 1 star and below are movies that I hate, and that's 1.5. So barely doesn't need the cut. It's the same as Trolls World Tour, and I don't hate Trolls World Tour.
I like Trolls World Tour more than Uncut Gems, for
Wait,
sure.
did you see Trolls World Tour, Danny?
Yeah.
Oh my
actually.
god, that's so great.
Bro, you should have been on last week's episode.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't watch it, but Tommy lost a bet in our first episode, so he had to watch it.
yeah, not the best movie. There was something I was gonna say about it. I remember watching the movie. There was something, and I'm like, oh, I gotta tell Michael about this. But I completely forget what it was. It's had something to do with like some kind of inside joke that we all do. I think it might have been something like, I think one of the characters at some point was saying something that went, never mind. And I was like, oh, I gotta tell him about this.
Oh yeah. So yeah, I guess we can kind of wrap that up there. So Danny, what we do is every movie we give a certified Chad or a certified bad to. And Tommy wants to come up with some kind of middle ground, but I can't think of another rhyming word that would be like mid. But I say Chad.
Chad, for sure.
Yeah, this movie's definitely a Chad.
We're all in agreement then?
Mm-hmm.
Certified Chad.
Definitely a certified Chad.
Mm-hmm.
A certified Michael Cera. If I do have to say myself. He's definitely the epitome of not a Chad, but it's a Chad in our hearts.
What do you got, Tommy? Do you have anything to recommend this week?
So yeah, I haven't watched a full movie. But I watched like bits and pieces of some stuff. I was watching Halloween, the original. Didn't get to fully watch it. Yeah, it wasn't that good.
It's not. I've seen it, and it's boring.
Yeah, and then I watched like the first like 20 minutes of Nightmare Before Christmas. I'm gonna finish that up like in the next coming days.
I wanted to do that for last week's, and you said no.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's
and then
good.
I was watching another movie for my class called The Square, which is about the protests in Egypt in like 2011. It's a very heavy movie, and it was like, woof, this is some stuff. But it was really good. So, yeah, those are the movies I've been kind of vibing with.
Maybe we should change it from recommendations to just what we've been watching. Cause like,
yeah, because I don't know if we have any recommendations.
I just watched Borat like an hour and a half ago.
How was that?
It's pretty good. I mean, I don't like it as much as one of our friends does. But I wanted to watch it because I want to watch the second one, which just came
this is
out.
the first time you've seen the first one.
Yeah.
Okay, I liked it too. Well, that was pretty funny.
But yeah, so I watched this because I'm gonna watch the first one and or the second one, and I didn't know like any of the fucking history behind this movie. Like, did you know any of this? That like, there's only like 4 actors in the movie. Everyone else was like pretty much tricked into being on the movie.
Yeah.
I
Isn't
had no
Pamela
idea.
Anderson like she knew? She obviously knew.
She knew, yeah.
So she was one of them, probably.
But apparently, he had the cops called on him 92 times during the filming of Borat.
That's insane.
And he's had like 30 lawsuits filed against him or something.
How did he not end up in jail?
I have no idea. And he made a second one.
This guy's fucking great.
And did you know he's King Julian? Because I had no idea.
Oh, is he seriously?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes. He's literally
It sounds
King
nothing
Julian.
like him. I think my favorite scene in that movie is in Borat is when he's at the whatever, it's like the rodeo, and he's like, I will sing the national anthem, and he goes, Kazakhstan, and everybody starts booing in the crowd.
Yeah.
Then, like,
apparently,
he goes on that
tensions-
tangent about like killing I don't know. He just goes on this tangent. People are like clapping, and it's like, what the fuck is going on?
Apparently, Todd Phillips, who directed Joker and the Hangover movies, he was directing Borat, but that scene was apparently so intense to film that he left the project.
What scene?
The,
Like that scene I was talking
the
about?
national anthem scene.
Wow.
He said because like people were literally like pissed off. Like he was just like they were afraid they were gonna get shot.
Oh my god.
I know. And like apparently those like frat dudes, you know, that pick up Borat, like they sued like the movie because they thought it was never going to be shown in America, and they say some like really racy and questionable shit.
Yeah, they are pretty bad dudes.
Yeah, and they were like one of them like had to leave Harvard.
One of them was in Harvard?
I think so,
Oh,
yeah.
shit.
Or maybe not Harvard, but whatever college he was in.
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought it was Harvard for some reason. But it's probably not because they did not seem like they would be Harvard.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's all I've watched this week. I watched like Hocus Pocus and some other Halloween stuff, and I'm gonna watch Nightmare Before Christmas in a little bit. But I think that's all I've watched. Danny, you been watching anything or playing anything recently?
Yeah, I watched Brave for the first time this week.
Pixar Brave?
It was actually like it was way better than I thought it was gonna be.
Really? Because I fucking hate Brave.
I've heard nothing but bad things about Brave.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be bad because I've only heard like shit reviews about it, but I liked it.
Really?
I don't know what that says about me. Yeah, but like
Doesn't say anything. We
was
all
a movie without like a bunch of singing and stuff, but it was still like a good princess movie, you know. And like she was her own person, and like she was way stronger of a character than most Disney princesses are. So I kind of really respected that. And I like the bear twist.
Yeah. Tangled is the best like princess movie, in my opinion. Because Rapunzel won't take your shit. She'll fucking knock you out with a frying pan. What?
I said same.
Oh.
But then besides that, I haven't really watched any movies, but I've been replaying Skyrim for the first time in
Danny,
like 3 years.
You never do that. First time in 3 years? Because I feel like you always are replaying Skyrim.
No, just like since senior year. I mean, we really haven't talked much, so. But yeah, I'm doing an actual
since senior year.
We talk like once a week.
That's a lot.
Maybe if that.
That's a lot.
Not like talk, like 3 texts.
Whose fault is that?
Okay, Mom and Dad, can we stop the fighting so we can finish the fucking podcast?
Sorry, I didn't fuck off and move across the country, Danny. So I only see you once a year. That's
we don't even want you back.
Yes, we do, Tommy. Shut up.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that.
We're already going to have to fucking do Secret Santa in the mail because our state's exploding with COVID cases right now.
Yeah, that'll suck.
We're at like 6.1% positivity.
Are we seriously? Oh, yeah, I've heard that Connecticut's actually like getting fucked over recently.
Mm-hmm.
It was doing well for like the longest time. And then it was like, next thing I knew, it was just kind of fucked.
Mm-hmm.
People got careless.
Yep.
Yeah.
It would be like that. Well, anyways, I think that about wraps it up. Does anybody have any closing remarks, prayers, anything?
No. We should have Brett play the fucking closing of the year.
Closing of this.
On his trombone.
Next time Brett's on a podcast, maybe over winter break, if Brett comes on another podcast, we can have him. You know what I also realized? there was the story we were telling a story with Brett in it, and we just kept referring to him as our friend, and we didn't even name him.
Yeah, because you were doing that, and I just I just did it too.
Wait,
But yeah, Brett's been on the
podcast.
podcast.
Yeah. I didn't.
Uh,
I was really confused about that. I just thought we weren't allowed to like say other people's names.
my rule is if they've been on, I'll say their names.
Yeah, I feel like
All
that's a
right.
good rule. But anyways, yeah, thanks for listening. Bye.
Yeah, thanks, Danny.
Yeah, no problem.
You'll be on you can be on another one whenever you want.
Yeah,
So
whenever
you
you
said
guys
the
do
Juno
Star Wars.
episode. You said Juno got, what was it, like 40 listens already?
Somehow, yeah.
That's insane. It's the Michael Cera month. That's why.
I know, people love Michael Cera month. If you're a struggling podcast out there, take it from the pros to a Michael Cera.
How many listens do you guys usually get?
Like
11.
No, yeah.
Which isn't terrible because we're only on episode 14.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's not bad. Yeah, thanks for listening, Danny. Thank you.
Thank you for listening, Danny.
Danny's not going to listen.
Well, I mean, listened to the first few.
Hmm.
I just don't have a lot of podcast time.
You don't listen
That's
to the good
fine.
ones.
Yeah, I think that honestly, it's getting better as the more we do. I think the more recent ones are the best ones we've been doing.
Mm-hmm. Clearly, the fans think so too.
Yeah, they've been up our ass about it all the time.
All right. That's all. Oh wait, when this comes out, the election results are going to be.
Oh shit!
Well, I guess they're not
Ooh.
actually going to be like done, but like
They probably
election
won't
day
be.
will have happened. So
Or
Yeah,
someday
we'll have a new president.
we will have a new president.
or yeah.
Kanye West
heard it
will
here
be our
first.
president.
So see you boys on the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
Bye.
boys. It was nice talking. Goodbye.